to you and how you be, everybody. Jan Agosto here, and welcome to the #1 print and chill channel on YouTube, Taino Inc. Man. Woo! I hope everybody enjoying their Passover weekend. Other people call it Easter weekend. Enjoy, go to church, and give thanks to our Heavenly Father, man. So today I want to talk about why your prints don't look good. Why they don't even feel smooth. They feel rough. I got a blurry look. Everything has to do with off contact. Focus on your off contact and make sure that it's perfect, man. That's what we're going to be talking about today. And if you want to stick around after that, I'm going to be talking about a verse in the Bible that says faith without works is dead. And I've been asking God, what does works mean to him? Not to us, to him. And I found out what works mean, and we're going to be talking about that. So let's get started. All right, so when it comes to off contact, when you place your screen on your clamp, bring it down, make sure that the screen is touching the pallet completely. There is no gap in the rear end of your screen or the front. Everything is nice and even. Then do your adjustment and raise it up about a nickel size. Nickel size, or like I have done in my other videos, get a little cardboard from your boxes that you order shirts, cut a cardboard, put it under, and then put it in, make sure it all falls. Make sure you cut that cardboard, not touching the frame, just touching the mesh. Bring it up, lock it, it's all set up. And that's how you do a little off contact. Now, if your off contact is a little too low, it all depends on your mesh tension. That tension might be used. You might be using a screen that you have for over a year. So that is not gonna work. How you know it's not gonna work after I take out the cardboard and I print is by seeing some ink still on the stencil. If there's some ink on the stencil, that means you have to raise up your off contact. Not too much, but just a little, just enough to get all that ink out of your stencil, okay? That's the #1 rule you have to figure out, because of different measure. A brand new screen, you're gonna use a nickel size. A screen that you've been using for over a year, you have to use like maybe 3 nickels to even get that tension. Same thing as if you're doing multicolors. If you're doing multicolors, make sure that that tension is very equal. They're very similar. Don't use a brand new screen and then use 2 old screens, because your alignment is not gonna happen. Because the moment that you start already putting that squeegee and pulling, like I do, I pull, that mesh is gonna move. It's gonna move and it's gonna overlap your other print that you did. It's not gonna align. So don't look at why my line is at the clamp head or anything like that. No, it's your tension. So make sure whenever you're doing multicolors that the tension is accurate. It's almost the same. That's one thing you have to do. Okay, so now you have your screen. You lift up, you got your tension. Let's say you print 1 stroke, flash, and another stroke, like I'm just doing right now. You, after you flash it, you're still gonna see some part, especially if you're printing on a black shirt, you're gonna see some of that fabric of the black through the ink. Means I have to raise up my off contact. I have to raise it up because that mesh is still not depositing too much ink. Remember, the higher you go, the more you're gonna deposit. The lower you go, the less you're gonna deposit. That's why with water-based, they rarely even do off contact. That water just goes right through and it's perfect. That's why the prints come out beautiful, you know? But when you're doing plastisol ink, it's different. You need that little off contact to get away, because if you don't, then you lift up your screen, it's gonna drag some of that ink up. It's gonna be on the stencil and it's gonna be uneven. Your prints are gonna look uneven. So make sure you work on that off contact. Spend your time on that off contact. That's the most important. So when you already have all the meshes on the same size, you got a good proper off contact. when you're passing your squeegee, no matter how big is the design or how small is your design, make sure you only take about 3.5 seconds through that design. No matter if it's a left chest print, 1, 2, 3, that means it's slower. Big one, 1, 2, 3. Make sure you are passing about 3.5 seconds, 4 seconds tops. This is what they do in automatics. In automatics, they let the arm know how long it's gonna take to go through that stencil. So you do the same thing in manual. You try to pass it through. So here I'm gonna move the shirt, I'm gonna print another image, and I'm gonna do a proper off contact. I'm gonna press, I'm gonna pass 2 strokes, make sure that I clean my stencil, and when I finish, without lifting the screen, I don't see no ink on the mesh. That means everything went through, looking pretty good. That's a proper off contact. I flash it, I come back again, I come, pass again, 2 strokes, make sure that the stencil is nice and clean, lift up my screen, and here it is. Looks beautiful. You rarely even see the black shirt. If you have to do it 3 times. Go flash it, pass another one, very light pressure, and pass it again. As long as it doesn't mess up your details. If you have little small lines and all that, you gotta be careful with that. But that's all it takes. It's all off contact. Look at the difference between a little off contact that's still the stencil clean, but it's a little too low, versus a proper off contact. Check it out. Look at the top. I still see some of that black shirt fibers coming out. I still see it. And here comes the second one. Second one looks really, really nice. And like I said, pressure is very important. Too much pressure. You're supposed to do about good 40 pound weight pressure. You know, get a little scale, put your squeegee and press down and look where it says 40 and try to figure out that's where it has to do the pressure, because automatics also have a pressure point of how much. Some of them are in the 20, some of them are 30, some of them are in the 40. You gotta go and test that on your own, and you're gonna see a good pressure, 3.5. What you passing, I guarantee you, beautiful, perfect, smooth, sharp print. That's about the off contact. That's where you have to really, really focus on your off contact. That's the most important thing, man. It's the off contact, man. So I hope you guys understand that, got that there, and that's pretty good. Now, all right, so now we're gonna be talking about the verse in the Bible, faith without works is dead. We got it completely wrong. We are getting it wrong. I'm gonna show you what is not works. In Ephesians chapter 2, verse 8 says, "For by grace are you saved through faith, and that not of yourselves. It is a gift of God, not of works, lest any man should boast." So meaning, it's not you, I go to church every Sunday, I go to Bible study, I tithe, I do the work, let's say I volunteer and all this. All those are works, because you expect something. You trying to show God, look what I'm doing, God. So when you pass away, you go to judgment, you're gonna say, look everything I did. I did all that. No. God already did something way, way bigger than that. It was sacrifice his son. Put him on a cross. That is already grace. And grace is believing in him. That's all you need, is to believe in him. Here is the John chapter, let me go here, chapter 6, verse 26. This is after he already did all the miracles. He walked on water. He fed 5,000 people there, and then he left. And people were looking for him. People were like, where is he? And when he came back, people were like, where you been and all this? And Jesus comes and answers them. This is chapter 6, verse 26. Jesus answered them and said, Verily, verily, I say unto you, you seek me, not because you saw all the miracles, walked with water, fed you all. No. It's because you did eat of the loaves and were filled. All they want is blessings. They don't care about all the miracles he did. All I want you is feed me, bless me, give me, give me, give me. And there are a lot of people that do works according for God to give them. Then they said unto him, what should we do? What we might work for the works of God. See? Still talking about what should I do? Should I go to church? Should I pray this amount of time? Should I do all this? No. And the whole point is just believe in Christ. Just believe. Believe. You are going to do the works naturally. Like you breathing, that's not work. You walking, that's not work. You know, when a baby is born, you have your son or your daughter being born, you're taking care of that naturally. Once you have your faith in God and you have grace, faith, then you're gonna do the work naturally, not the work that I want to show God that, look at me. Look at me. That's what it says, you will not boast. Look at me, God, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm giving to the poor, I'm giving this. It's just for blessings. For blessings, and that's what he just meant there in Ephesians and part of John, what he don't want. Everybody, no matter how much miracles they saw Jesus do, they still wanted blessings from him. What should we do? I want to keep getting blessings. I want to keep getting I want to keep receiving this. And that's not, and we have been bamboozled with doing all these stuff, thinking that if we do, we receive. And it's wrong. If you believe and you just go naturally, if you breathe, you're alive. Same thing. If you do the works naturally, without even thinking it's works, that's when you're going to receive. That's where you're going to receive. The hardest thing, the hardest work you're going to do in life, in your lifetime, the works that you have to do is believing in him. Nothing else. Nothing else. Believing in him. Because we're going to go through problems. We're going to go through issues that we just don't understand. We're going to go through in a business, everything going good, then everything just starts shutting down. What did I do wrong, God? I'm doing everything. I'm going to church. I'm doing this. But the business is not doing good. I'm about to shut it down. Why, God? Why? Because you believe that if I work and I do these things for God, he will bless me. No. You're going to go through tribulations. You're going to go through problems. That is life. That is life. But when you do things naturally without a return. Here's one work that is different that you could tell is a work of God. It's not a work as you want to receive. If you want to help someone and you help him when he's down, you gave him money, you help him maybe pay the rent, you help him move, you took him to this place. Now the person is doing good. Now the person is actually doing better than you. He just rose. Now you expect him when you're down. Hey, remember when I looked out for you? Remember when I did this for you and this? Now I need your help and you're not giving it to me? That is the wrong work. So if you want to help without that, you want to know that it's no work, it's like, go help somebody that you ain't going to get no return from. You're going to get nothing from them. They are not going to give you nothing from them. So help them. That is a work that you could do for yourself, for your spirit, not to show God, look, God, I did this. Where's my blessings? Where's my blessings? So no, When people say faith without works is dead, they leaving out one word, and grace with faith. Grace is a gift from God. He sacrificed his son. And that's why you should know when you're doing works to show God, look, I'm doing this. Or when you're doing works, like if you're breathing, you don't even notice. You're walking, you don't even notice. It's not about come and even though he shows you miracles, feed me, give me clothes, hook me up, God. Come on, hook my business up. Get it to the level like what? I've been doing everything good. Why can't I get to that level? Why do I see other businesses that don't even believe in you, they just blow up? What's going on, God? You asking those questions, that's a problem. That's a problem there. And I have noticed that. I have gone through that. I have noticed that. And I say, yeah, that's what's going on. It's not, you have to put in the good works. No. Good works is going to come naturally. Just have faith in God and believe his God. I'm going to leave you with, here's a little saying I heard somebody say, and it just blew my mind. And here it is, about believing in Jesus Christ. You will die for something you believe. You will die for something that is a lie, but you believed it. You will die for that. I haven't seen no one die for a lie that they know is a lie. They will die for that lie that they know is a lie. I haven't seen one that will do that. And that's what the disciples did for Jesus. They all die because they believe, man. So if you like this video, press that like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Be thankful always, be grateful always, and just let God take you on the ride. Peace out.